Hello, how's it going? Vantalk here. So, ReactOS released version 0.4.1, and I thought of making an about video, what this is, what it can do, and some stuff that are usually missed in other videos. So, let's get to it. For those of you that don't know, this is supposed to be an open source clone of Windows. It is not Linux or Unix, although it has some wine in it. And it's still under construction, so it's still an alpha. We'll see what that means in just a minute. So let's go to downloading and installing. This would be your official release 0.4.1. You have your boot CD and live CD. But what I wanted to talk to you about is actually the daily builds, or nightly builds, if you wish. These are actually the latest releases of ReactOS, which is pretty cool for developers, first of all. And the thing is, you can see the latest fixes in this. You can see newest versions. The thing is, they are not extensively tested by humans, and so it might work better most times, but you can find also regressions or new bugs. So for those of you that didn't ever seen this work, you should probably try the official version first, and then probably see how these work. So getting to download this, you just click on a boot CD, you download, unzip, and install on a virtual machine, for example. I'm gonna do it on the virtual box. So I'm just gonna do ReactOS, set this to Windows XP 32-bit. Some things you need to have in mind here when installing. You have some recommendations on RAM, processors, and stuff like that. So if you're doing a virtual box, I usually give this about 1 gigabyte of RAM. Even if you actually add more than that, I think it doesn't actually use more. I don't know if that has been changed since I've last tested this, but let's go with that for now. You would want to create a virtual hard drive. From experience and an older version, I know that fixed size used to work better. Again, since this is still in construction, you might not want to actually use a big virtual hard drive, since it might not be able to handle it that well. So I'm going to use 5 gigabytes and go with that. Waiting for this to finish and just starting and installing. Nothing too big here. So one thing you will notice is that this looks a lot like the old installation of XP and 98, 95, something like that, and it's very fast. So I'm not gonna go through this very slow. I'm actually going to show you how fast it goes if I just click on hold my enter. Oops, sorry, I stopped. There. So keeping in mind that I'm also recording, that's quite nice. And that's it. Most of that part of the installation. And the loading speed is also fast, which is something that I really like. Nice. I see they've added this. You might want to know that passwords don't actually work unless they've just added something. Okay, they don't work yet, of course. This wasn't there, so this is something new also. Yeah, I tested this quite a long while ago, so some of you might be telling me that it was already there for quite a while. But yeah, I like what I'm seeing. Waiting for it to load up. So one cool thing you'll notice is that I'm actually looking at the unfinished beta, the 0.4.5 version, which is pretty cool. Yeah, even if it's not done, uh, it's nice to actually get to play with something that's gonna be inside of that. Okay, so another thing that I was going to tell you about that other videos don't usually show is that you can actually get some sound working on this. So you'll see that says multimedia audio device. For VirtualBox, you just install a driver. Okay, so this is the one. It says that you should unzip it to the ReactOS folder and restart twice. Oops, sorry about that. My bad. I have used the wrong folder. There we go. I'm just gonna go next on this. It seems it found it, and I'm going to restart. Yeah, I could just skip that, but I'm not going to. All right, so I don't think anything was heard yet. Second restart, and we should probably hear some sound on this, like login. Uh, it was probably lagging because of my recording. Hmm. The fan on my computer is actually going um, a little wild, so that's probably also not helping with the virtual machine. Well, this is hopefully booting up again. Um, I'm just gonna tell you what it can and can't do. Actually, I'm not. Huh? I didn't actually hear any sound as of yet. Um, but yeah, that usually starts working on its own at some point. Who knows what it's doing? So let's talk a little bit about this. So ReactOS can actually perform very easily those menial tasks like calculator, paint, notepad, wordpad, because these are actually a lot easier for it. Um, it can also do the standard games that are in there. Not all properties on everything are actually set up, but it does have a working browser, a working file browser. Um, I saw some people that actually installed an internet browser like Firefox, and instead of getting the latest version, which actually works better, they've installed some that are actually older and uh, don't actually work that well in my experience. Another thing to note is that you can actually make this play video games. And although the sound is still not perfect, sometimes it might not work at all, I did actually get to install Homeworld, for example. Um, and I saw there are a lot of other videos of games that can actually work on this. One thing of note, two problems that I knew that ReactOS is having is memory management for big files and just a little bit of video rendering. So you can expect it to sometimes break up. That's what actually means to have this still in alpha, in construction. Developers understand this very well. We are actually pleased to play with such tools and learn what it means. You can do a lot of stuff with it still, but for day-to-day use or average users, this might be a little hard to handle. But yeah, have some fun, play with it. Keep in mind that this is being developed all the time, and it's 0.4 now, and 0.5 is supposed to be a beta, if I remember that well. So keep supporting, keep help this work, and let's give this a last chance to give us some sound. This usually works. If not, it's probably just a bug because of being a latest release and not the official version. So yeah. Yeah, you probably heard that, I hope. It went a little buggy because of probably my computer registering. But that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope this helped to know a bit more about this exciting uh, OS. See you later, and stay tuned.